Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Takahiro Nakamura. I am the CEO of Midtown Inc. It is a great pleasure to be invited here and a great opportunity. This session title is Planet 6.0, Japan's unique initiative by Lunar Industry Vision Council. The objective of this session is to show what we are doing in Japan and to look for the collaboration opportunity especially in United States. And from now on, Lunar Industry Vision Council will be referred to as LIVC. In addition to being the CEO of Midtown Inc., I am one of the co-founders and former CEO of iSpace Inc., and currently serve as chief executive, investor, and advisor for several established companies and space startups. And I'm the acting chairperson of Lunar Industry Vision Council. I am also a researcher at University of Tokyo. Regarding lunar activities, I joined iSpace Inc. In 2011 as director and COO, overseeing all aspects of businesses, and experienced from 2 employee to 200 employee and IPO. Regarding Lunar Industry Vision Council, and in 2021, we established the Lunar Industry Vision Council. On the panel today, we have Yamanaka-san from JAXA, Kiho-san from JGC Corporation, Hunter-san from Yokogawa, North America, Saiki-san from iSpace Inc. I'd like to ask our panelists to give a brief self-introduction.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nakamura-san. I'm Koji Yamanaka, director of JAXA Space Exploration Center. I'm working for Moon and Mars of JAXA, but before going to the space exploration, I briefly explain my background. My background is very much rendezvous docking guy, so I started from ETS-7. It was 1997. We performed the automatic rendezvous docking test, and after that experiment, using this experiment, you developed the H2 transfer vehicle, HTV, which is a resupply vehicle to the space station. And fortunately, we could flew 9 HTV to the space station. And I was a developer and flight director of this vehicle as well. And after that, I wanted to do something much more difficult rendezvous one. So difficult rendezvous is, one example is the active debris removable ADR. So we tried the ADR with Astroscale people. And now Astroscale company sending us a very good, beautiful picture and movies every day. So it is very informative. It's good for the future ADR mission. But the main topic today is the space exploration, but I will explain these items one by one later on. So
thank you
very much.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Kiho Fukaura from JGC Corporation. JGC stands for Japan Gasoline Company Corporation. That mainly we do a lot of oil and gas industry business on the ground for almost 100 years. Mainly in the field of refinery or liquefied natural gas projects all over the world. I jumped into this industry in 2015, and I started my career as a plant design engineer. I do a lot of overseas projects such as gas treatment plant in Bahrain and gas pressure boosting plant at Algeria and liquefied natural gas plant in Canada and such and so on. And our lunar plant unit started officially at my company from 2020, and I had a role from that timing as a unit leader. and doing the business, a new business development kind of things. But thank you for JAXA and government. We got agreement and such kind of project related to Lunar ISRU plant related things by using the water resource and creating the liquefied oxygen, liquefied hydrogen fuel plant, and conducting this kind of project. And also, I had experience or seconded to JAXA for 2 years at the Human Spaceflight Technology Center. So for today, I would like to explain what our company do and what is our perspective in the future and how to contribute to the industry. Thank you so much, and maybe next, Hunterson.
I'm Hunter Lahasky. First of all, thank you, Nakamura-san, for having me on the panel today. It's great to be here with my colleagues. So my role is I work at Yokogawa Electric Corporation. I lead our North American space business strategy. Additionally, I'm part of our energy business development team. May seem odd because a couple of the companies up here are not space companies that you're familiar with. And to put it one way, Yokogawa is not a space company. We're a terrestrial energy company focused on automation, measurement, and information technology. We have an international presence, and we're really focused on the energy industry and infrastructure automation. So like my colleague Kiho-san here mentioned, a lot of liquefied natural gas, LNG, see a lot of hydrogen, a lot of the energy transition space. We do control and measurement in that area. We actually established a global space business office almost 3 years ago to the day. So we're relatively new in that area as far as having a formal group that is looking at a holistic overview of how our terrestrial solutions can be applied to the space industry. And so along with that, I'm also the co-founder and director of a nonprofit called Collective of Space Minds, COSM. It's a global organization, and we incorporated last year, so also very new, but we're really focused on facilitating collaboration and cross-industry perspectives through the space ecosystem. We're kind of using our platform as a conduit for cross-industry principles and ideas so that there's more perspectives on the problems in the space industry, and we can include more people in the space ecosystem.
Okay, thank you very much, Nakamura-san. Thank you for having me here, and AIWA for setting this panel. My name is Atsushi Saiki. I'm a Chief Revenue Officer of iSpace. I will touch about iSpace later, but this is my 4th time in Vegas, and when I came here last time for holiday, they said, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But I heard this session is being recorded, so I will be careful a little bit. I will touch about iSpace later, but I joined iSpace about 3 years and 10 months ago. I used to work for a company called Mitsubishi Corporation, international Japanese business and trading investment company. And I was looking for the second job, and after my retirement, then I came to know iSpace. And I was very much motivated and attracted by this unlimited potential that we have. And this cislunar economy is happening as reality. And fortunately, Hakamada CRO and founder picked me up. So that's me. I worked 37 years in Mitsubishi, out of which 19 years I worked overseas. Saudi Arabia, Norway, UK twice, Canada, and Singapore. And I used to play ice hockey, so I used to live in America when I was young, so coming back to my second hometown is very nice. And looking forward to this panel, and I hope that something we say will remain in your memory and to expand this experience to whatever the organization you have. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for all. Before we move on to the explanation of Lunar Industry Vision Council, I would like to ask Yamanaka-san to explain the Japanese government and JAXA activities in the Artemis.
Okay. Yeah, I skipped the first one and this one maybe as a start. This one is from low Earth orbit and the moon. and Mars. And there are several items. I think it's
Yes.
on this slide. Okay, so it's a busy one, so I go one by one. My next chart. Okay, the first, this year was very good year for us because we could have our sim landed successfully on the moon. And it was very pinpoint landing. It was our aim, our target was 100 meters, but far better than 100 meters. It said 55 meters actually, but at the difference point, it was like a 3 or 4 meters deviation. So we are very happy with this result. And also the SLIM survived the 3 lunar nights. So we're also very happy with this. I think it's a very kind of the evidence that Japanese component like a battery or sonar panel or a communication system is very good that can survive over 3 nights. And the right-hand side, right-hand side. And next one, our plan is the Lunar Polar Explorer, LUPEX, we call it LUPEX. It's an in-situ observation of water in South Pole. And this is a joint mission with ISRO, India. And although the Viper cancellation was shocking to us, but we want to complete this mission. Viper and the LUPEX is like a brother and sister mission, they're very similar mission. So cancellation was sad, but we want to complete this mission as our responsibility. And then the pressurized rover, I think it will be a key role in Artemis mission, and it's a world first mobility system on the surface of the moon without EVA suits. So you can drive without the EVA suits inside. So it will expand the exploration range on lunar surface and provide the both. This machine will be operated both crewed version and uncrewed version, both operation mode. So not just crewed time. This rover will do some exploration on the surface of the moon. And we are also contributing to Gateway mission. We are providing environment control and life support system to the Gateway. We call it ECLOS. We are providing ECLOS system to the Gateway. Also, we are providing the battery to the Gateway. The ISS is also using the Japanese battery for a long period of time. I think it's a 3rd generation now, and it's worked very well. It's very robust, stable. So I think it's nice battery. Also, we want to do some logistic service to the Gateway using the HTV technology. So HTV and HTVX. HTVX is a new version of our vehicle, and the HTV Gateway XG is a Gateway version. But they are family vehicles, so very stable, very robust system that we can use. We are discussing with ESA, NASA, and JAXA about the next lunar navigation system. So like a GPS on the Earth, it's a lunar version of GPS. So interoperability, commonality is very important, so we are discussing this. And we also have the small lander system and large lander system, but small lander system most likely we will rely on the commercial service, so like a Saiki iSpace can provide. So we are highly expecting this realization. And the last portion is the Mars, and we will do the sample return pretty soon. It's a sample return mission from Martian moon. As you know, Mars has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, and we will do the sample return from Phobos. It is pretty soon. It will launch 2026, so it will be launched. We are almost ready to launch it, and it's a sample return mission, so we are very much excited about the actual sample return mission. And we also have some Mars ice mapper mission. We are discussing this with international partners, but as you know, now people are talking about Mars MSR, big one. So we are just waiting for the settlement of that discussion. I think that's all, yes.
Thank you for Yamanaka-san. I would like to talk about the overview of lunar industry. According to PwC report, the lunar industry will be worth approximately 130 billion US dollars cumulatively from 2036 to 2040. The importance and volume of private sector proactive activity will increase. And by 2040s, government-led and private sector-led activity will have an equal presence. Space resource law have been implemented in US, Luxembourg, and UAE and Japan. Regarding private lunar mission, iSpace in Japan attempted a lunar landing in 2023, while Into the Machine in the US succeeded in making a lunar landing. And again, iSpace will try a lunar landing from this year to next year. In Japan, now more than 270 Japanese companies are interested in the lunar industry. And a wide range of companies, from construction to toys, have already started the commercialization activities. For instance, Toyota has been conducting joint research with JAXA on a pressure rover. It will carry out crewed exploration activities on the lunar surface. It seeks to achieve a high level of mobility and allow astronauts to explore safely and comfortably. Tomy Company developed an ultra-compact transformable lunar robot, Soraku, with JAXA and their partners. And as Yamanaka mentioned, it's landed, touched on the lunar surface in this year. And Honda is collaborating with JAXA to make a circulative renewable energy system, which is designed to generate and circulate oxygen, hydrogen, and electricity from solar energy and water. KDDI plans to develop a 5G communication environment on the lunar surface. It plans to establish communication between Earth and the Moon by 2028 and to install the base station on the lunar surface in 2030s. Next, I'd like to give an overview of Lunar Industry Vision Council. We established LIVC in April 2021. LIVC, consisting of political, academic, and industry leaders in Japan, was established with the aim of creating this cislunar ecosystem focusing on industrialization. There are over 30 companies, organizations, academics, politicians participating in LIVC with a shared objective to improve Japanese technologies and capabilities and increase the threshold for risk for Japan to lead the world in the implementation of lunar businesses. In July 2021, we submitted Lunar Industry Vision, which includes 6 declarations by industry and 7 recommendations to the government. These recommendations are reflected in Japan's Basic Plan for Space Policy, issued by the Cabinet Office. Now we are updating Lunar Industry Vision and will announce in this September. Also, LIVC annually hosts the Lunar Business Conference to disseminate the research and findings to the general public. LIVC has 9 working groups: Earth Moon Transportation, Information and Communication, Lunar Transportation, Resource and Energy, construction and infrastructure, foods and biotechnology, finance and insurance, media and entertainment, and tourism. And this industry value chain will be constituting the lunar economy. Today, I would like to discuss these three key points with our panelists. We will start with the important initiative for the creation of the lunar industry. Then we will move on to the role of lunar industry in contributing to Earth industry. Finally, we will cover key elements for collaboration between US and among other countries, especially between US and Japan. Let's move on to the question on the screen. At first, Yamanaka-san, I'd like to ask, what do you think about the role and responsibility of JAXA in the creation of lunar industry?
Okay, I don't need this. All right, thank you for asking, and this is a great question. For example, pressurized rover is a collaboration between space industry and the car industry. So by using the both expertise, we have some long history in the space development, and they have a long car development history. So pressure rover is a good example of this combination collaboration between two different, the background histories. One, and as an agency, for example, we will do many science demonstration and research on the surface, and to do that, we need very good transportation capability in a company which, for example, iSpace can provide to us. So we highly expect, this capability. And if the pressure rover is there, there are many type of, for example, science can be performed with some large scale. So with the large-scale science, of course, we need, for example, communication system. We need power generation. We need the batteries. We need thermal control. So to realize these, science, we need industry contribution, of course. So then what JAXA do is, as I mentioned, JAXA wants to pave a way. So, for example, interoperability in the common standard in navigation and so-called PNT, position navigation timing system. So now we are seriously discussing with international partners, agencies, okay, what is a good standard for the future usage that the industry can use. So like that, it is not just the agency, but it's a collaboration of. So, for example, science enables exploration, and exploration, like pressurized rovers, can realize the science. And both exploration and science, we need, industry power. So it's like a triangle relation. So we are highly expected, and this is very important initiative that we can start. That's my opinion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Next, Fukaura-san, what do you think about from perspective of established Japanese company?
Yeah, thank you so much, and could you move on to the next slide? And thank you so much for this. So I totally agree with Yamanaka-san saying a triangle between government, industry, and maybe academia side. But we need a lot of collaboration to achieve this kind of lunar industry, definitely. And adding one more aspect for that, I would like to say about building the infrastructure of the moon. So this is kind of schematic that we JGC are trying to achieve this. So starting from the water resource on the moon, we do the electrolysis and creating the gas, hydrogen, and oxygen, and liquefy that to create a fuel as a liquefied oxygen and liquefied hydrogen to use the rocket fuel or some to meet the demand of the fuel, demand of the moon. And H2O and gas oxygen as an intermediate product, we can use this for the human habitat module, because this is drinkable and breathable. So, and one more aspect, gas hydrogen, this is also can be used as a reduction agent to create the building materials as well. So, considering this water resource utilization for lunar infrastructure department development, we create this kind of visualization as well. So we set this lunar in situ resource utilization plant, ISRU plant, on the center of this, providing the liquefied hydrogen and liquefied oxygen to lunar spaceport, and drinkable water and breathable oxygen to habitat area and so on. So to build and create this kind of future, definitely we need collaboration in different areas with government and other industry companies and academia side as well. So definitely, I like to say with a collaboration with different partners, internationally as well, we need to proceed these kind of things to create this kind of industry. And that is from me.
Yeah, thank you. Next, I'd like to ask Hanta-san from the established Japanese company operating in United States perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question, Nakamura-san. So I'm actually going to steal a great concept from a good friend of mine, and it's the transition you'll see on the screen up here from space exploration into space development. I think a lot of times these words are used interchangeably, and it's really important that we distinguish them as really two very different scenarios, right? Right now, especially when we're communicating to folks outside the space industry and while we're building this overall system architecture for a self-sustaining lunar industry, we have this opportunity where we can build the base of a self-sustaining lunar economy, and we really want to make sure that we're not missing the forest for the trees, per se, while we build out the technology that's going to enable us to have this entire circular ecosystem. So with that kind of overarching structure in mind, Yokogawa is using two things that we do really well, and that's measurement and automation, right? And we're applying that to the progression of space exploration into space development. So the first of those starts with the very basis of any self-sustaining ecosystem, which is in situ resource utilization. We talked about this a bit already. And what we're doing is we have partners with Toyota and iSpace and a few academic institutions as well. We're taking a terrestrial technology that we've developed 10, 15 years ago and has been used in terrestrial applications for that amount of time, has been proven to work really well. And we're using my favorite word, reapplying it, reapplicating it into space hardware. And we're using that to find, map, and characterize water and other volatiles in lunar regolith. And this will help us in our ISRU findings and establishing really a base for that economy. The second initiative, we're again kind of using the same thing. Terrestrial technology, our control systems and automation, and we're putting that forward a little bit more on the space development timeline than the space exploration, so that we're able to have this sustained energy infrastructure management and have this closed loop ecosystem on the lunar surface where there isn't going to be much need to bring up materials outside of what we already have on the moon. And part of this project is with our colleagues at JGC, Kiho-san kind of mentioned earlier, but essentially building this lunar refinery that utilizes the water ice and other materials we have on the surface of the moon to accelerate the development of the lunar surface and have that be kind of a base for the future of all space exploration and space development.
Thank you. Okay. Next, the Saiki-san, I'd like to know your perspective
Yeah.
from the startup companies.
Okay, thank you for the question. Being a startup with a small number of people, and we are rather concentrating on the lunar business. So unlike Yokogawa or JGC, where you have many portfolios in the company, and there's a internal competition in a sense to get the budget and resources, I think it's easier for us to make a first step forward and to achieve the vision. And not the lead, but to let people, stimulate other companies that what we're doing maybe can be done in big companies. And what I think is going back to the first question, what is the key to create this lunar industry? I mean, even on the Earth, I think it's very difficult for each company, commercial company, to create new industry or in new locations. So I think what we have to do is for all stakeholders to make sure that everybody understands why we are doing this, or why we have to do this, or why we should do this. So in a sense, maybe the purpose to doing this vision. And this is where I think LIVC comes in. So LIVC being a coordinator involving government agency like JAXA, and also academia, as you mentioned, and also commercial companies, we all stakeholders need to understand why we are doing this. And if everybody understands that, then I think there will be a big change. And I think that's what is happening in Japan. And, as I said, doing new business is very difficult. There's unknown factors. There's the challenges, not easy to succeed. So we need to continue to keep on working hard. So I think lunar industry, LIVC, showing what is the future look like, and to guide all these stakeholders to that way will bring more resources into the industry. So I think that's how the key to success. And if I may just touch a little bit about our company to expand our planet, expand our future, that's our vision. And our company was established about 14 years ago, September 2010. We're only 14 years old. Fortunately, we were IPO'd last year, but we're still young. 14 years old, when I look back, I thought I was already grown-up person, but from my parents, I was not. So we're in the same situation, I think. So we still need to grow. We still need to be better. And we had mission 1, not 100% success. Unfortunately, we could not do the soft landing. And so there's many lessons learned. And we will be challenging for the mission 2, launch end of this year. And hopefully, soft landing, we are confident that we will be doing that spring next year. And we have about 300 people now working globally, based in Japan, also in USA entity in Denver and Luxembourg. And this is just the schematic CONOPS that we imaged in 2041 on lunar surface, 2 locations, base camps with 100 people each staying there, communication system set up on the right-hand side top, as you can see, and the power already covered, and water processing system value chain already in place. But we cannot do this alone. We cannot do this by ourselves. We need to involve companies like JGC, Yokogawa, and also, of course, JAXA and academia. We work together as a team, and we're doing this not just for our company, even though we're a commercial company. We are doing this for every single human being on this beautiful planet of Earth for sustainable growth, because we want to feed this experience and what we do on the lunar surface back to the Earth and have a more sustainable growth here. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Yes, thank you. Well, we have maybe enough time. So I think the Fukaura and Hunter and Saiki is from the oil and gas industry. So I'd like to, if possible, I'd like to know what is the common point between oil and gas industry and lunar industries. What do you think about?
Shall I then?
Yeah, thank you.
First? I don't know. Well, there's, I think, some common things there. One is very long lead project in a sense, because I was involved in many, this pipeline project, LNG project. Usually one project takes 3 to 5 years, start from the designing and project concept. So this is very similar. And as a supplier side, which I was selling steel pipe to this the industry, it's a RFQ government, this RFQ system. The process is similar, and winning the project is like a 1 out of 10. So it's not a it's a batting average. Success ratio is very low in a sense. So you have to have many potentials in your place, and you have to target very specifically. And we need the government fund to achieve this huge mega project, because it's a very cost, operation cost, initial cost is very high. So if our success ratio is better than Otani's batting average, then maybe we can do better, but unfortunately it's less than that. But still, once project is set, it's a very infrastructure to feed the local people, and this is dedicating to local industry. So it's not just for the company, but for the infrastructure that we're doing. I think in that sense, it's very similar.
Yeah, thank you. So how about your opinion?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn from the energy infrastructure industry, as well as a space ecosystem perspective, right? I think we really have an opportunity to look at how oil and gas, the energy industry, is managed as the space industry, take a lot of lessons from that, and look at it as building that circular economy from the bottom up. We're going through a lot of growing pains right now in the energy industry as we look at this green energy transition, right? As we kind of move from oil and gas to renewable energies, more sustainable energy sources, and that comes with a lot of policy implications, regulation, as well from the government. And I think that there's a parallel there to what we're seeing in the space industry too. And what we will see once we start providing more lunar infrastructure on the surface of the moon. There's going to be a lot of policy hurdles, there's going to be a lot of regulation hurdles that maybe we don't have to look at quite as much right now while we build the technology to get there. But I think it's a learning point that we should take a look at in the oil and gas, in the energy industry now, and kind of frame that for future use for the lunar industry.
Yeah, thank you.
Adding to Saiki-san and Hunter-san, from my point of view, I could add the project management way, how to proceed the project. I think for the oil and gas industry project, we have a customers and there is a date to complete the building, and spacecraft as well. There is a launch date, and they need to finish all of the things set together at that date. So there is a total system and subcomponent and these kind of things, and we need to design all of the things. So thinking about the project management side, I think there is a different part and a common part, and especially for the common point, I think it is for the how to think for the safety and for the human life. Definitely, oil and gas plant is also manned operated. Sometimes the small one could be remote operated, but for the huge big plant, it's still operated by a single operator. So for the manned kind of spacecraft as well as same kind of things, we need to protect human life. So this kind of plant design way or spacecraft design way, it could be common, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yep.
Yeah, let me add one just comment. I'm working in the space field more than 30 years. So whenever we fly the vehicle, whatever HTV or even the pressure is over, people say, yay! So, wonderful job. I like this job, but it's very long process to arrive this point. So you see only the last portion of the mission. Yeah. So very, project management, and he said, safety realization is a very, 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 very long process to finally realize this. And this is international version of it. So many discussion, a lot of coordination, but finally at the end, yeah. So this is a very honest feeling. very last time, it's because we know, these 10 years or sometimes 15 years what we have done. So project management and safety, yes.
Yes, thank you for answering my additional question. Okay, here is Planet 6.0. This is the basic concept of Lunar Industry Vision Council. The moon as part of cislunar economy, where technology and business expertise, again in the extreme environment of the lunar surface, will be fed back to the industry on Earth. And furthermore, the Earth's technology and business expertise will be utilized for the lunar development. This is our basic concept. So next, this is the next question. What role does the lunar industry have in contributing the Earth industry? I'd like to ask the Yamanaka-san from the JAXA perspective, or about JAXA activities.
Okay, this is also very important question and difficult sometimes to answer. But let me pick up some example. JAXA started, if I remember, 2015, the JAXA Space Exploration Innovation Hub activity, which is aiming to gather the good technology from non-space industry and combine these good technology on the Earth with the space industry. And at the same time, feedback from space version of it to the Earth. So let me use one of, okay. So this continued almost nine years, and we got over 200, actually over 230 entities so far joined this innovation hub. And remarkably, maybe almost 90% of them are non-space entities. So we are very happy with this participation. And one funny part of example is maybe we showed the small pictures, but transformation robot. It's a very small robot. We relocated this transformation robot on the surface on the SLIM lander, and the SLIM released this small robot. It's the transformation robot. It's a small, but it's very automatic and a nice robot. And once it is separated from the SLIM, it automatically activated and transformed and looking for, hey, where is the SLIM? He or she, I don't know, search where is the SLIM, and this robot found, oh, this is SLIM, and took a picture and sent the picture to Japan. This is the picture I showed in maybe the very first the presentation. So like that. And the funny thing is you can buy this robot now. You can purchase this robot in internet, not high price actually. Yeah, it's a kind of toy, even adult can enjoy. So it is called a spaceship when it is used in a space, and you can buy it as a toy. Also, the parts quality is of course different toy, but the basic design is same, equal. So like that, the space system now can be a toy. This is one example. Another example is, for example, moisture measurement device we developed by this innovation hub activities. It's a very good moisture measurement device, and we will locate this device, since it is very nice device, on the LUPEX vehicle. So LUPEX will carry this moisture measurement device, which has been developed in Innovation Hub. So we will get lots of good data. And this device is also used on the ground very widely. It is already in a mass production system. It is used in many places. For example, semiconducting need a very good measurement of the moisture. So this is used in a variety of factories, for example. So this is another example that we developed some good sensors or system and which is actually using in space, and these systems are also used on the ground as well. So there are many, during these 230 participants, there are such many examples. I cannot talk all, but so I think it's one of the good feedback from lunar industry to the Earth industry.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I have already bought the Soraku too.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Okay. How about Fukaura-san? About that question?
Okay, thank you for your question. And I think there is two aspects. One is the technological development and one is for the contribution for the social issues. So starting from the first one, I think technological development on the space sometimes is much more higher than oil and gas industry side, especially in the aspect of robotics and automation and digital twin and 3D printers related technologies or something like that. So after this kind of development of the technologies, we can feedback these of them to our ground engineering, procurement, construction business. We call this EPC. But so doing considering the lunar infrastructure business and developing these kind of technologies, I believe that we can feedback them to our ground side as well. And for the second point of view, for the contribution for the social issues, especially for the expand of the human population, you always know, you already know that lunar is quite far away and the environment is quite isolated. We need to think about how to leave the human there to create this kind of human habitat module in the moon. Actually, we did one project with Ministry of Agriculture, Japanese government, to create this kind of circular, closed human module development. But these kind of technologies, we really expected that to feedback to the population area expand for the human beings, such as desert, and raising the QOL for the refugee areas and something like that. So these kind of habitat technologies and other technologies, we are going to feedback to the ground, definitely.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, thank you, Yamanaka-san and Fukaura-san. Let's move on to the third key question. Saiki-san, in my understanding, iSpace is expanding and hiring about 100 employees in United States?
It's a little bit more now.
Yeah. And what do you think about this question, the collaboration between American and Japanese companies?
Yeah, okay, thank you. So key element collaboration between US Japanese companies. Okay. I think one is if I don't, just away from iSpace itself, just overall, I think the key is the maybe shared vision and I think also open communication. This is the key for government basis, how we can collaborate between USA and Japan. And of course, not just between government to government and NASA and JAXA and academia and commercial company. These four traffic communication is very important, but not just a parallel. I think it should be like a crisscrossing. So even JAXA talking to government or JAXA talking to USA commercial companies And we talking to government in USA or even academia in USA, these are crossing relationship is very important. And also, you know, of course, you know, Japan being one of the very close allied nation, friends with USA. But of course, this USA-Japanese is very important, but also we should not forget about the other European side and other Artemis Accord countries. And they are also a very important role. So iSpace being in a unique position where we have an entity in Japan, USA, and Europe. And in that sense, I think we can dedicate to this global relationship through our entities and to dedicate to achieve the vision together. And of course, if I go a little bit lower to iSpace case, of course, you know, we have a USA CEO and iSpace USA with autonomy is a USA company, and we will give a delegation as much as we can so they can act and work as a pure USA company working locally here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hunter-san, what do you think about from the perspective of established Japanese company operating in United States?
Yeah, this is a great question and something I feel like I'm actually asked pretty frequently.
Okay.
Being an American working for a Japanese company, so I do work for our North American subsidiary based in Texas, right? But with my role as space business strategy, I collaborate very frequently with my colleagues in Tokyo at our global headquarters. And I think there's two really important elements that need to be considered when you have US companies collaborating with Japanese companies. And Saiki-san, you mentioned the first one right off the bat, which is a clear vision. You know, there really needs to be an alignment of vision between the US collaborator and the Japanese collaborator. Japanese companies tend to do this extremely well. They'll have a very long, very thought out and coherent vision and goal, right? So you need to ensure that whatever kind of project you want to work on as a US company with Japanese colleagues, you need to be aligned on that front. It's super important. The second element that's also really important is obviously an understanding of the business culture. It doesn't mean you need to speak fluent Japanese. I know you guys are probably surprised, but I do not speak any fluent Japanese. I know the basics, right? Arigato gozaimasu and kanpai. Cheers.
Kanpai.
Yeah,
Great.
that's really important.
That's important.
Yeah, very important for Japanese business. But it's really important that you have that understanding of the background of the business culture with the counterparty that you're working with. It's really going to help you come at it from a fresh perspective and have those two different perspectives. And I think Japan's really done this well, where they've actually kind of adopted some of the Westernized startup culture to this new space industry that started. And they've merged that with the traditional business culture in Japan. And I think that's really what's made them one of the fastest growing space industries in the world, is that ability to have those unique perspectives. And then we come to this really unique initiative in the LIVC, which, you know, we don't have something like that in the US. And it's really great to see this cross-industry collaboration on such a large scale that's really all working towards one common goal.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. Okay. So finally, let's move on to the Q&A session. There are several questions from our audience. So first of all, maybe this question is to the LIVC. So does the government financially support the effort of the Lunar Industry Vision Council? So as I explained, we submit the government about the industry commitment and the recommendation to the government. And after all, these recommendations are reflected in the Japan's basic plan for space policy issued by Cabinet Office. So directly, we does not have the fund from the Japanese government, but in Japan, the Japanese government announced they fund about 10 billion US dollars as a space strategy fund. So indirectly, we believe our activities affect this funding. So, okay, this is our first question. So, second question is maybe Fukaura-san, is there a plan to build a demonstrator unit for lunar plant in the near future? For Fukaura-san, Yamanaka-san?
Okay. Okay, so starting from my point of view, yes, and definitely I think. So it depends on the definition of how long is the near future, though. Yeah, but still, yeah, we are proceeding the project with JAXA related for the pilot plant for the realization of Lunar ISRU plant, definitely. So proceeding on this project, we need to build or we need to fabricate the BBM model of this ISRU plant in the near future and doing some experiment in somewhere in Japan, probably. So maybe this kind of project is going to be revealed in near future, probably. So after, for the details or perspective, maybe from Yamanaka-san is better.
I was going to say, Kiho-san, you know, considering demonstration, we have the video game demonstration of the internet, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That we show at conferences. So
yeah, definitely.
If you know, if we're talking about that, then we have a demo already, basically.
Yeah, exactly. We have created a VR lunar plant on the VR chat. If you guys know, if you have a headset, you can reach to our lunar plant in your house, in your personal computer. So if you have interest in a pre-search lunar ISRU plant in VR chat, please. Yeah.
Me? Yep. Okay. Well, yeah, short answer is yes. Yes, but it will be also performed by some international collaboration way, not a single way. So each party show the capabilities, and maybe there is a very good point of bad point. For example, the United States is very good on the transportation. They have a very huge transportation, and Japan has a very good front capability. So it's always you know, collaboration internationally, and when is actually no one knows, but we will hope soon this plan, even you know, the demonstration plan will be realized as soon as possible. Yes.
Okay.
Step by step.
Step by step. And adding from industry point of view, international collaboration is quite required for this aspect as well. So if you have interested in collaborating with JGC or maybe Yokogawa and iSpace, yeah, let us know that we can collaborate in a private company in Bai. So, yeah, yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, we are ready to transport whatever the equipment you want at competitive price. Okay. Yeah. We're ready to do that.
That's iSpace responsibility.
Yeah, that's what we are doing, and we have to do.
Okay, the end time is coming. So thank you for your attention to the audience, and thank you for our panelists. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.